Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the AZ Snakepit Video Roundtable. It is August 10th, 2014, about 8:03 p.m. We start 3 minutes late. The gasp. Uh, I'm Charlie. I'm the usual host of this thing. I've got two other people with me here right now. There might be a third coming. Who knows? It's a mystery. But I'll go through them individually rather than introduce them all at once because I kind of want to change it up. Kind of like, a change up, like, say, that Chase Anderson, a pitcher for the Arizona Diamondbacks, throws. And first off, to my immediate left, and by immediate left, how these things line up on the screen for me, we've got Ms. Emily here. Emily, how are you feeling today?
Not great, but that's not a problem. Also, we've got four because Jay-Z is here, our special roundtable guest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and along with Emily, we've got Mr. Devin reporting live from Las Vegas. And how are you doing today?
Doing all right. It's been I wanted to make some comment about what it was like outside, but I'll be perfectly honest. I've been in my apartment all day.
As one does, as one does. But yeah, we might be joined later by Mr. Tim. You may know him as Soko. Yeah, he might be here, he might not be. It's a mystery, but thank you for joining us. You may be thinking, wow, he's really elongating this intro. Is he trying to kill time because there's not a lot to talk about this week? You are half right. But seriously, the Diamondbacks this week, not so great. Got swept by the Royals, but took 2 or 3 from the Rockies, all at Chase Field. What were your major takeaways, if any, about the Diamondbacks this week? And they may not necessarily be related to anything on the field.
I think my major takeaway this week was just kind of a general sense of, okay, how many more weeks left are in this season?
Okay, Yoda.
I'm sorry?
I said, okay, Yoda. How many... Wait, maybe that doesn't make sense in my brain. Sorry. Continue.
That was actually human grammar, thank you. My wisdom unquestioned is. No, but I mean, like, that series with the Royals was so dispiriting, as much of the entire season has been, and I mean, the huge victory over, I mean, as usual, as August go, I mean, Pony Dome being the bright spot, and the huge victory over the Rockies there was great too, but it's hard to take a lot of joy or optimism out of beating the Rockies because you're beating the Rockies.
Yeah, beating the Rockies is like beating up Ralph Wiggum. It's like, yeah, it's a thing you can do, but why?
Beating the Rockies is like coming into Arizona and sweeping the Diamondbacks.
Who would do that? I wonder. I'll interrupt this revelry that Tim has joined us. Wave hi to the people. Tim, how you doing tonight?
I like your hair, Tim. It looks great.
Thanks. This is OD. Not wash my hair over the weekend.
Maybe too. Yeah. I think my takeaway from the last week with the Diamondbacks is that's really all you can do is say, oh, well, at least we won one game. Also, I missed Pony Dome, and I don't know how, and I'm a little upset about it, because that has always been my favorite day of the year, especially in summers like this, where there is nothing happening, and all I can be sad about is that Paul Goldschmidt likes to sit in the dugout and talk to people and help them with situational hitting and assist during batting practice, which is the sweetest, stupidest thing I've ever heard.
Are you going to start giving compliments to Paul Goldschmidt the way that Leslie Knope does to Anne Like, oh, Paul Goldschmidt, you beautiful, beautiful, stupid flower.
Yes, exactly. You sweet, stupid goldfish. You're welcome.
Good. Anyway, no, this is good. This is good. I will say on the thing of Pony Dome, I remembered it was it 2 days before it happened because I was writing my usual stupid Friday article. And it was like, oh crap, did I miss? Did we miss Pony Dome? But nope. But I had to work during it, which is like, I should have asked for it off. What the hell is wrong with me? It's been that kind of season.
Yeah. I was there. Posting ponies.
Was it everything you ever dreamed of?
It was, yeah, it was. You know.
And if I remember correctly, Tim was one of the original instigators of Pony Dome.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
believe actually Tim was the instigator of Pony Dome, if I recall.
Yeah, it might have been.
How has Jim not banned you yet?
I don't know. I don't know. He's probably just been desperate for people to do moderating duties. He's like, I want to kick him off, but I need somebody to do coverage. So.
Yeah, with his three most, as of this point, senior mods are sort of on board with ponies and other tomfoolery, his hands might be a little tied.
Yeah, and even at the time, his second in command was definitely all about ponies, so he really didn't have any choice in the matter. He was probably going to have a full-scale rebellion on his hands. The shadow Snakepit would become reality. So.
Yes, the much talked about Snakepit revolution.
It's coming someday.
Yeah, I've been hearing about it since about 2009, but it's coming.
Oh, yeah. Someday we will rise up and seize the means of production.
Seize the means of run production, which, by the way, the Diamondbacks are not very good at now that Paul Goldschmidt's Ann Perkins now. Paul Goldschmidt.
They just need to face the Rockies more. Is really what it comes down to. So.
Yeah, the Diamondbacks may be a dumpster fire, but the Rockies are a bowl of sadness fire, and a clown is peeing on it.
I was going to say the Rockies are a dumpster fire, but they're a dumpster fire too. But the Rockies dumpster is full of biohazard medical waste.
That, styrofoam, a lot of plastics, that sort of thing. Yeah.
And also everyone's paychecks.
Ooh, yeah. And, it's the Rockies, so they can't do direct deposit, so...
Because Jesus don't believe in that.
Oh, Jesus. I don't know. But yeah, I guess moving on, there are, to answer your question, Devin, 6 weeks left in the season. Is there really anything to look forward to? I mean, Goldschmidt's dead.
Paul Goldschmidt, he is dead.
Metaphorically speaking, Paul Goldschmidt is dead. You've got maybe Jake Lamb. It's like, oh, he seems cool, but when you're starting Jordan bad-wording Pacheco at second base, it's just a lot of playing out the schneid. But can any of you come up with a reason to watch the Diamondbacks beyond the it's on and watching baseball makes me not think about depth anymore?
Wait. I think I misheard you. I think you said that Jordan Pacheco is starting at second base?
He did that, yes. That was a thing. In one of the last week's games.
There is a reason you couldn't pay me to go to a baseball game at this point.
Is it because I'm poor?
Possibly. But also there's that whole thing where they're just terrible and I don't really want to sit through it. I mean, if you gave me beer before, during, and after, I'd probably go.
I think my prime reason to watch the Diamondbacks for the rest of the season is it's something that my son reasonably likes and then allows me to escape from the hell that is the Disney Channel. So I don't care how bad they get.
I will say that I can definitely sympathize with that. Personally, I guess my main reason to watch the Diamondbacks lately has been because otherwise, if I'm not watching the Diamondbacks, I'm watching Food Network, and sometimes I just need 3 hours of something less horrifying than Guy Fieri's hair.
Ooh.
Are the Diamondbacks the Guy Fieri's of baseball?
No, I would say... I don't know. Like, I want to say that...
I don't know. Did you see those pants they had on 80s Night? They might be.
Okay, first off...
And they're kind of tasteless.
You're like 14 years old, Emily, so I don't want to hear you complaining about Zubaz pants. It was a different time. It's not something we're proud of.
I'm 24.
Old man yelling at clouds.
We're all within a fairly reasonable range of age of each other, kind of. I don't know.
I will be 24 in 14 days, so thank you. Calm down.
I'm just saying, Emily, when you were born, I was already struggling with the difficulties that were 5th grade. No, I was going to say, I don't know if the Diamondbacks would necessarily be the Guy Fieri, because yes, there is some questionable tastefulness there, but there's also the fact that Guy Fieri literally, like, he has 18 different shows. He possibly, I can't verify facts, but I suspect he actually produces about 7 hours of diners, drive-ins, and dives per day. I'm assuming through some sort of unholy pact that he negotiated slightly better than Cody Ross did, since Cody Ross has fallen apart on him, much like Cody Ross has fallen apart on us. But no, I think the Diamondbacks, I feel like if we could get a really classless organization that was somehow very, very successful, but nobody could figure out why, that would be the Guy Fieri of baseball. I am going to say that the Dodgers are the Bobby Flay of baseball, though.
Yeah.
Who's the Tom Dean of baseball?
The Atlanta Braves.
So, the Atlanta... why?
Oh no, because they're both Southern and think that somehow tradition or old school excuses their racist tendencies.
So wait, what you're saying is that a bunch of people, mostly white people, doing faux Native American chanting and chopping their arms is maybe not the best thing?
Maybe. You know, I don't think we can say so.
It's nothing a pound of butter couldn't fix.
But to be fair, every time I go to Atlanta and start throwing butter at Braves fans, they somehow get angry.
Yeah, I don't know why. What's their deal?
I mean, is it melted or frozen or somewhere in between?
It was chilled. It wasn't melted. Then I'd need like a super soaker of butter.
I as seen previously in the show, I do own a squirt gun. I do have lots of butter. I wonder.
Sounds like a good way to apply butter to popcorn to me.
This is basically science. You have an idea, you come up with a hypothesis, you test it. First, you go to the store and buy like $4 water pistols that are expendable, just in case. And yeah, you learn.
Fact that MythBusters, their biggest thing was if you write it down, it's science.
Yeah, and I minored in a science, so I mean, this is me using my degree. So yeah, you're learning something here. This is a learning environment.
I am going to go to just the comment that Mariner Housewife left. She suggests that the Red Sox are the Guy Fieri's of baseball, which I am okay with that. I think I could see that, especially given how personally my mental identification of a Red Sox fan is generally like some sort of bro, and I feel like that's Guy Fieri's target audience.
It's the standard guy who, Bastin, that kind of guy. The Goodwill Hunting accent. Yeah, that guy. Oh yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, to go to another question from Mariner Housewife. Hey, what's that picture behind me that is failing to compete with Emily's Jay-Z painting? Which one? Because I have three. That's a signed picture from Mudcat Grant, who was a baseball player in like the 50s and 60s. I actually met him at a baseball tournament in Bisbee a year ago. It's hard to see it from here, but that's him, Larry Doby, and Satchel Paige. So that's a pretty cool photo. Again, I'm putting out all three of these because I have no idea which one I'm referring to. That is the program from the first ever show from the theater I worked at and helped open last year, and it's signed by all the actors in it. And that's a play I wrote that was performed by a bunch of high school kids. So none of these are Jay-Z, but I'm proud of all of those things, kind of. So,
Still not competing. Sorry.
Well, once I get that picture painted on glass of hollowed oats, then we'll see. Then we'll see who's cool.
Still competing?
You should get a Nas painting.
Yeah, that's actually a good idea.
If you got a painting of Beyonce, I could see it.
It would be a little weird out character for me, but hey, why not?
You should get a Ja Rule painting.
Nelly with the Band-Aid.
And I'm like, good gracious, that's bodacious. There's a Nelly painting.
Oh, R. Kelly. R. Kelly.
And the joke I want to make there's a line I won't cross there, but...
I kind of feel like you have to put a painting of R. Kelly above, like, a urinal.
It's the perfect bathroom decor.
Or if you ever want to, like, decorate the inside of a closet.
Oh, yes. Like a walk-in closet. One with a door that maybe, like, either locks or can hide you for a bit. I'm just spitballing here. Anyway, let's move on to other topics. Again, if you're watching this and you have questions, ask them. We may have exhausted tieback stuff already because, as I mentioned before, this season has just been, and we feel we're interesting people. We might be wrong, and we'll talk about anything, and people seem to like it. So yeah, this question comes from when I posted this on Facebook. It comes from my friend Paul, who's asked stuff for the show. He asks, yoga pants versus exercise pants. I'm assuming which one. And considering what I know about him, the reasons we're asking these questions are probably not above board, but it's something I'm going to throw out there.
I would say I don't really have an opinion on the two of them, but if your friend really wants to buy me yoga pants and exercise pants, I could try them on for him.
That's a good answer.
Do I look like I exercise?
The baby cries. Well, I mean, I guess it kind of depends on. I don't know. They're the exact same thing. What's the difference? That's my question. Question back to Paul. What's the difference?
Branding, I guess.
Because I wear exercise pants to yoga, and I wear yoga pants to exercise. So
You are bucking the system. Proud of the people.
all I do all day long. Hope taught me well.
just speak truth to power, fight the man, that sort of thing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Um, let's move on. I'm just going to throw stuff out there because the real meat of this show is going to come at the end because that seemed to be what dominated our pre-email thread. But okay, two more things. One more question from Mariner Housewife. Who do you think is going to win a wild card? Be honest now. Also, what good things are in the future for the Diamondbacks? Because there literally has to be, via a lot of average, something good coming down the pike. I'll jump in. Who's going to win the wild cards in the National League? Shit, where are the standings? I'm gonna say probably like the Cardinals and like the Braves seem like the safest answer. I could be totally off base there, and I am because St. Louis and Pittsburgh are in front right now. And the American League.
Can I ask a question? What are the standings currently? Because I have obviously not been paying any attention.
Wild card. Thank you, Tab on MLB.com standings. The top two wild card teams in the moment in each league. In the National League, we have the Cardinals and the Pirates, and then the three teams behind them that are above 500 are the Giants, Braves, and Reds, respectively. In the American League, it's the Angels and the Royals. I wonder how the Royals got up so many games in the wild card standings. It's a mystery. And then followed by the Mariners, Blue Jays, and Yankees.
Personally, I say in the National League, the Cardinals are going to make it because the Cardinals always seem like they're going to be in the stupid playoffs, and I hate them. I would say the Giants beating out Pittsburgh, and that sets us up for an entire winter of Pirates fans hating on the Diamondbacks for games that McCutchen has missed. In the American League, the Angels seem to have a pretty good lead there. I don't think Kansas City will be able to keep it up because, yes, they've won 7 games in a row, but 3 of those games were against the Diamondbacks, and I feel like they shouldn't count. And then their other games were against the Giants, who I just said are going to the playoffs. So whatever, Devin. Like you have any consistency here. But I would like to think that Seattle's going to go, but I think it'd be really hard for the AL West to send 3 teams to the playoffs. So it might be the Blue Jays. And as for what is coming up ahead for the Diamondbacks that we have to look forward to, end of September, early October, the season ends and we don't have to watch their games for a while.
As far as the wild card goes, I really, really hope that it's not the Cardinals, just because not being the Cardinals would be prefaced by the Brewers crashing and burning so hard that they end up in last place. That's my personal hope and wish for the National League, but in reality, that's not going to happen. So I'm guessing the Cardinals, and I think the Giants might make a late push. They always seem to be those assholes. As for the American League, I don't know. I want the Mariners. I want them a lot. But the Royals have been helped a little bit by their games against the Diamondbacks, and that makes me sad. So, American League, you can just go die in a fire. As far as what's up for the Diamondbacks, I think that I'm gonna have to just agree with Devin on this one. Late September, early October, season's over. I don't have to think about it anymore. I don't need my shitty. Family Channel. I don't need my terrible Yankee fan friends telling me how bad my team is. I won't have the Giants fans telling me how bad my team is. Basically, I can just tell everyone to shut up because there won't be any baseball on.
Well, shit, you make some good points that aren't shitty. Shit. What I'm saying is that's okay.
Wait, are we allowed to go by rated R levels? Because we can use the F word once. No, I'm just kidding.
F word once is PG-13, right?
Oh, no, I'm sorry, yeah, that is PG-13. So we'll discuss it in the pre-round table next time so we figure out where we're going to work it in.
Maybe season finale. They'll hype it up like they did with, like, what was it, NYPD Flu? Like, ooh, they're going to say a bad word. That inspired that one South Park episode. Well, I don't know. Hey, Liz is here. Hi, Liz.
Hi, we have a screaming infant who only likes their dad, so...
I think Gracie sort of sums up everyone's feelings about the Diamondbacks this season.
Oh, yeah?
Should I get my mom on the phone and see if she can come down to help, see if my dad can come down to help take care of Gracie?
No, I'm swear to God, I told your dad while we were having breakfast, I'm like, you can't go home now. You stay. You stay now.
That's not weird. I don't know. Different strokes for different folks. I have no idea what that means in this context. But
You have never been a parent who's had a kid cry for like 4 hours straight. You'd kidnap an adult to shut the kid up.
But I guess to answer that question, I'll say as far as wild card, St. Louis and let's say St. Louis and the Giants. Why not? Even though the Giants have been playing like ass and butt for the last few months, which has been hilarious. But yeah. And in the American League, the Angels. I'm gonna throw a curveball here, like one that some Diamondbacks pitcher doesn't have because the pitching staff is terrible. I'm gonna say the second wild card of the American League. I'm gonna say it's the Tigers, even because they ain't too far ahead of the Royals right now, and they are also playing like butt. So
Okay, you know how Emily has friends who are Yankees fans who she hates and friends who are Giants fans? I have one person in my life who's a Detroit Tiger fan who makes me physically hate the Tigers in a way I don't think I was meant to physically hate a team solely based off of one person. Every time she brings them up, I want to punch her in her face. And every time she says the words of Max Scherzer, I want to rip one of her eyes out. I don't care which one.
the threats of violence and the crying baby, it's like a dark art film right now.
I do have to say that I kind of forgot that there were 2 wild cards now, which tells you how much I've cared about baseball in the last few years, which is not much.
I'm much more into hockey right now because the boys are cuter. I'm going to go save Tim, so bye.
And that was Elizabeth, a.k.a. Mrs. Soko, gracing us with her presence, and Grace gracing us with her presence via crying. Wordplay. But we're going to... So I think that's... I'm going to throw that and say the Tigers are just going to poop the rest of the way and maybe slip into the second wild card because that'd be funny to me, especially since they were like, ooh, look at us, we got David Price, ha ha ha, but wrong because they sent their only competent center fielder to the Mariners in that trade. So, and having a competent center fielder is important. The more you know.
I would just like to defend myself as a brother and say that, yes, I would love to see the Mariners go to the playoffs. I mean, I guess there is a chance. It would be really funny to me if the AL West had 3 teams that went to the playoffs and then 2 teams that were just abysmal. And it kind of amuses me looking at the standings of how Houston is not the worst team in their division. The
Yeah.
Rangers are worse. The Rangers are the Colorado Rockies of the American League.
Yeah,
The Rangers were the Diamondbacks of the American League.
technically speaking, if we want to go a straight 1-to-1 comparison, the Diamondbacks are actually the Red Sox of the American League, which, haha, Boston, you are dead.
I believe
But,
technically we are also the Chicago Cubs of the National League West.
Oh my god, my head hurts right now. The metaphors,
Sorry.
man, the metaphors!
Oh man, the Rockies and the Rangers have the same. Wow, you weren't kidding. Okay.
Yeah, no, that was very literal.
Wow. All right.
Anyway, let's get to. We talked about baseball because this is ostensibly a baseball show and yada yada yada. But I think we need to get to the important things. That is mimosas and buffets, because those were the two things people wanted to talk about in our pre-show email thread. We'll go with Emily's query about mimosas. How many mimosas do you really have to drink to make the $15 unlimited mimosas? I'm assuming worth it.
Well, I drank 7.
Oh, okay, you made it worthwhile then.
Yeah.
So I feel like at a less than $2 per, I probably made that a thing.
I was gonna say something in like basically once you bring it down to about the $3 range. I mean, depending on their size, obviously. I'm assuming these are like the thin champagne flutes.
No, they were served in wine glasses, but they were only like half full, like a third full probably. I don't feel good. They were not very full, and it took them a little bit to come refill them, so I'm not really sure how a responsible waitress could tell us that I could continue drinking at any point, because on our check it said that I had 4 and my friend had 3. That was a lie.
Well, how much, wherever you were, does a single mimosa cost? Because I figure, basically, if you were just like, hey, I just want a mimosa.
$6. So I figure I got my money's worth.
Yeah, if you can get to way below that, with however many you get. So at least 4, I would say, is the minimum to get your money's worth. I think that's fair to say.
Yeah, I think 4 is a good benchmark, and you did quite well there. So.
I also had a delicious Monte Cristo and a couple bites of my friend's burrito.
Burrito?
Oh, speaking of,
Throughout my brunch adventures.
we were discussing the
Burrito?
no, we were discussing supply and demand of mimosas and the economics of it, blah blah blah.
Burrito?
Yeah, sure, burrito. Our next thing is all about buffets, because so first, Tim, since you brought this up, why aren't there more Mexican food buffets? That actually sounds amazing. I've never actually encountered a Mexican food buffet. What's it like? Tell me.
That's why I'm asking. I've never been to one.
I'm trying to remember. It's not exactly a buffet. Well, okay, all right. I know that there are some restaurants that will do like brunch buffets on Sundays. Mexican places. They're really good. And I know that there was a Mexican chain in Phoenix that it was basically all you could eat. You went through a line the first time, and it was like a cafeteria style thing, and they gave you food. And then after you sat down, there was like a little flag you ran up on your table when you wanted something else, for like a waiter to bring it to you. I can't remember the name of the place. They closed down. I think the only one that's open still is over by Mesa Community College, but I'm not sure it's actually the same people. But I wonder if part of why there's not as many as many Mexican food buffets is if Mexican food itself kind of doesn't really work as... What is that? I'm sorry. I just opened the Snakepit and looked at the picture that Charlie chose to have the top of the Roundtable picture, and it distracted me there. No, I wonder if it's... I mean, I think that there are certain foods that do hold better for buffets, and I wonder if Mexican foods don't exactly meet that ideal if you don't want them sitting around.
I think that Devin can't really talk about any sort of buffets because you live in Vegas, the land where everything comes in a buffet. And I'm sure if we try,
as a counter argument, does that make me an expert and my insights particularly fascinating and useful to consider?
Probably both of them. However, what I'm saying is that you can't ask a guy who lives in Vegas about something that doesn't exist in Arizona.
It's not like I've lived in Arizona for quite some time.
Have you?
Yes. Believe me, I'm not going to forget the years of torment of living in Arizona.
However, you did live in Surprise, so you were pretty much in California.
No, Surprise actually counts double for living in Arizona because it's like Arizona's torment squared, because even Arizona doesn't care that you're there.
Okay. That makes sense.
I'm sure we could come up with an extensive list of places that people care less about than Surprise, because at least Surprise is in the Phoenix metro area, but I'm still not completely certain where it is. It's kind of like Gilbert.
You've been to Surprise, Tim.
Sure.
I could visualize a map, like a sort of road map of Phoenix in my mind. It's like vaguely northwesty of there. Is that right?
Yes.
People claim Peoria is vaguely northwesty, but I have no idea where that is either.
Yeah. Let's not even get into Maryvale or whatever. God. But
that's where you go when you want your car broken into during a baseball game. Source, it happened to me.
Which, some people want that, and it seems kind of weird to us, but this is America, Do what you will.
America.
Gotta get your kicks somewhere.
So, Mexican food buffet. I don't know if that would be nice. They could... I don't know how much... you could do a sort of taco buffet. Here's a taco shell. Here are things you can fill into the taco. Something like that. Something like that would be easy. I don't know. I don't know why there is. I blame society.
Apparently, the place I was referring to, Pancho's Mexican Buffet, is closed in Mesa. So sorry.
You just built it up, and now.
For shame. No, I think there's a lot of things that you could have that would still work for a Mexican buffet if you're willing to expand beyond just that Tex-Mex and border Mexican food. If you expand your mind beyond tacos and burritos and maybe nachos.
Why would you do that?
How dare you, sir?
I don't know. Maybe because Mexican food is more varied than border stuff.
I think where you run into problems there. I was gonna say I think where you run into problems there is that you're dealing with Americans, and the people who are going to want to go to a Mexican buffet and the people who are going to want to explore authentic Mexican cuisine, there's not as much crossover in that Venn diagram as you would hope for.
What, you saying that Mexican Americans don't want to go to a place where they can eat as much as they can?
Is there any way out of this conversation, answering that wouldn't seem terribly racist one way or the other?
Nope.
No, there's not. I'm not saying that it has to be super high cuisine, like Barrio Cafe, or really well-made stuff. But there's a wide variety of Mexican dishes that you could probably reasonably put in a buffet I mean, there's lots of things you might not think can go in a buffet, but goddamn if Golden Corral isn't gonna try. So I don't see the issue with having mole or something in a buffet setting.
I don't see the issue with it either. Like, that would be my favorite buffet. I would be there all the time. But, like, I'm thinking, like, how do you keep ceviche without it just killing everyone in a buffet setting? Like, things like that. Those are my questions and concerns.
As an old college professor of mine once said, there are no such things as problems, just challenges. So you got to think of it like that before you go to the next level.
That guy or gal was a stupid dummy.
I think he would also say it sarcastically too, like I just did.
Okay.
So
You could make it into like a man versus food challenge where if you eat this dish and survive, you get a t-shirt.
So basically, I think we've summed up the reason there are not more Mexican food buffets is because the American public hasn't quite realized that they would like to flirt with death in a restaurant Tim would own.
hey, you know what?
Pretty
Free market
much.
economy. If it works, it works. I think just to move things along, so we get everyone's buffet concerns, and they are concerns, legitimately concerns. This is from Devin here. Why does the food in most every Chinese food buffet taste exactly the same?
My guess is because it is. My guess is that they get it. This is gonna be really racist, and I realized it as soon as I started this train of thought. But it's probably all shipped in from the same place, frozen, and they just heat it up and put it in a buffet.
Well, what's Jim gonna do? Fire us?
Probably.
See, my theory was more like if you try to go through the door to the kitchen door at a Chinese buffet, you will realize there is no kitchen in that building. That door actually connects to some sort of sci-fi / fantasy portal, whichever way you want to go with it, that connects to basically one huge kitchen somewhere in the world that is cooking the food for all of the Chinese
Exactly.
restaurants everywhere.
Devin, are you waving a toothbrush at us?
Maybe I am, maybe I'm not. Who are you to judge?
I'm not judging. I'm just curious.
Right. Yes. No, I've never quite
Past his
understood.
bedtime. Jeopardy and Wheel of Fortune have already been on.
Yeah, could we wrap this up, you guys? There's an episode of Matlock on I'm trying to finish.
Oh man.
Yeah.
My personal theory is probably one of two things, or a combination of them. One, it's likely that the woks that are used to cook the food are used for a variety of dishes, so instead of it being a distinct sweet and sour or orange or brown sauce or whatever, it kind of all tastes the same after a while because they're all getting mixed together.
No, it's not. I don't mean that all the food at the Chinese buffet tastes the same. I mean, why does, like, the sweet and sour chicken at every Chinese food buffet taste the same as the sweet and sour chicken at every other Chinese buffet?
Oh.
And they have the same egg rolls, and they have the same General Tso's chicken,
Well,
etc.
the egg rolls and that sort of stuff, they probably all buy from similar suppliers, and the recipes are probably all designed to taste similarly to appeal to our, basic American palate.
Basic bitches, a lot of us.
We're all basic bitches.
Basically.
It's true.
Yeah. And the last buffet concern is from me. What is the mindset of someone who now, in the year 2014, willingly goes to the buffet at Pizza Hut? Or even just then, just goes to a Pizza Hut restaurant and sits down and eats?
Very high.
I feel like
For all of the times that I went in Flagstaff.
I was going to say usually the mindset that I theorize, because I can't think of the last time I actually went to a Pizza Hut that you could walk into other than that one in Flagstaff. What I expect that mindset is you have at least 4 children between the ages of 8 and 13 who are very hyperactive and loud, and in your mind you're reenacting that scene from Rugrats where the mom comes down and the dad is making pudding at 3 in the morning. She's like, "It's 3 in the morning, why are you making chocolate pudding?" And his answer is, "Because I've lost control of my life."
I would think, though, if you have kids between the ages 8 and 13, wouldn't you take them to Chuck E. Cheese or Peter Piper Pizza or some other horrible mashup of bad arcade games and terrible pizza?
No, because if you take them to the Pizza Hut buffet, they can't hound you for money for games.
Yeah, but they almost always aren't they going to have at least like 1 or 2 terrible arcade machines, anyways?
Well, this is only a one restaurant, small sample size, but I remember there's a Pizza Hut kind of down the street from where I live here that I think I went to as a restaurant like once, because I think my parents gave up on life for a night. But I remember there were a bunch of arcade machines there, and then like I ordered a takeout there from there because I order takeout now because, as anyone who follows me on Twitter knows, when I actually order things to deliver, it does not go well. And but that's another story for another time. But I went there just because I had like a coupon or something, got takeout pizza, and it was like just sort of like barren. There was just like this buffet, and like just a few tables and a bunch of TVs showing random like 3rd-tier sports cable channels, and that's kind of what like this pops into my mind. Is like it's like going inside there for anything other than to pick up a takeout order just seems sad. Like, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what would compel me to ever go to one because I don't even know where one is. The only one I can think of that I've ever been to is the one that was in Yuma, and I don't even think that's open anymore. I didn't go to the one at NAU. The only Pizza Hut I ate at NAU was the one at the Union. And after about 2 straight weeks of eating Pizza Hut, I was so sick of it that I didn't want to eat it anymore. So, yeah. I don't know, the thought of trying to eat all-you-can-eat pizza
Sounds like the greatest idea in the world.
sounds like a terrible idea.
It sounds fantastic as long as it's good pizza, because sometimes you're like, you know what? Maybe I want Hawaiian, maybe I want pepperoni and mushroom, maybe I want extra cheese, maybe, yeah. I mean, I think it's a good idea.
Is there an
It's great
example
for
of a
variety.
good all-you-can-eat pizza buffet, though?
I know. Again, I used to know one that was down in Mesa, but I think they stopped doing their buffet. I for some reason know like general like restaurants around Mesa.
You have
Community
approximate
College for
knowledge
one.
of many buffets.
And it's interesting that all these places seem to close right after you visit them.
I am not saying I had anything to do with such an occurrence, but perhaps if a small token had been made of appreciation to me, such things would not have been forced to come about.
And if anyone in Phoenix really wants it, there is a Pizza Hut restaurant at 32nd Street. 48th Street and Broadway, right by my work. There's a Panda Express, a Whataburger, a Taco Bell, and a Pizza Hut.
Whataburger!
You said
I get Whataburger a lot.
Whataburger.
Oh, there's no Whataburgers in Vegas.
Wah, wah, wah.
Oh, has the Cornish Pasty location opened in Vegas? Can you go to that at least? And
If it's there, I am going there because I love them.
because they were supposed to open over last summer and they didn't. So I don't know if they're actually open or not.
Oh, there is one on Sahara. Go in there. Thank you, Emily.
Sure. There's
So,
also a burrito place by the airport. Did you go there yet?
I have not gotten to go there. I so want to go there. So that's high on my list of places to go.
so while we've come to a good conclusion of helping each other find good food in our various locales, we're running a bit long this week, but people are watching this, and we did talk about the Diamondbacks, but it's more food, and food is a universal theme, right? Right? Good. So I think we'll just wrap it up for this week. Remember to watch that GIF of Morrissey playing darts that I posted randomly in the subject because I don't know, because it was mentioned in the comments, and I just wanted to mention that it was mentioned. So for myself, for Gracie there, for Liz, for Tim, for Emily, and for Devin, good night.
Don't forget, Hope.
And busy, Illuminati. And good night, and have a good week. I don't know. Live your own lives.